John, are you there?
Yo, what's up, Beans? Yep.
I'm glad I wasted your time with hope that the Hokies would pull that one out, right?
Well, I had, like, I saw it was like 31-26 or something. I was like, oh shit, like, and I went back up and I literally turned on. I'm watching an iPad in my basement. I ran upstairs and turned on the TV, and it was like, it was Miami, like their running back or their wide receiver was like running through the end zone with like the touchdown he had just scored on some big pass. And I was like, well,
Yeah.
glad
Oh,
I ran up for that. And
right.
I turned it off, went downstairs, and then I saw us get like a 3 and out, and I was like, okay, sweet.
Well, let's get in the right mood for this fight coming up, man. What do you know about this?
Yeah, I'm excited about it. Although I'm not too excited about this fucking middleweight fight that's on right now. Why do they do that to people on the East Coast? Just fucking get this shit out. Like, just put the main event on.
I'm starting
Unless
to wish
you're gonna put on really good.
every fight was out of the UK so that we can watch it without suffering until the wee hours of the morning.
Or that shit was reversed and like we were the West Coast and like minus all the West Coast issues.
I'll never understand it because the math supports putting it on earlier. Most of the viewers are East Coast viewers. Boxing is
No.
Really?
Boxing is predominantly Latino fans, and there's more of them centrally and in the West Coast than there are on the East Coast.
Fuck, that's why.
I mean, yeah. So it's Mexico, like, you know, all the Mexicans in LA, and like it's a much bigger sport on the West Coast.
All right, that explains it. I thought that it was 60-40 like most pay-per-view.
Well,
people.
and it's like a lot of it's dictated by like Las Vegas, and you know they're not going to put shit on like that early. I mean, you know, like the, you know, this main event, it's on at 11 o'clock, but that's really 8 o'clock in Vegas that, you know, the main event's going to come on. So
yeah. I mean, I get it now. That makes more sense. That makes me feel better about staying up till 1 a.m. I guess on the bright side is I get to tell my wife, listen, there's a reason I'm staying up getting shit faced in the middle of the night. I have to watch this main event.
yeah,
That goes over well.
I'm sure. I'm super excited about this. I really hope this fucking dog shit middleweight title eliminator. I've never even heard of either one of these douchebags. Does not go 12, but neither one of them look very good to me. So I'm very.
Some of the best, most entertaining fights are these types of fights, but this one, I'm with you. Neither of these people have good footwork. I mean, look at Volney. Is Volney in the black trunks?
Yeah.
Right? You know, Volney's footwork, like he's standing like basically standing like I would stand if I was just talking to a cashier. Not like he doesn't have great footwork at all. At all.
I'd be thrilled to get in a street fight with him and like just grab that fucking thing on his
head. He does not look like a quality. I mean, how did these two? By the way, I mean, I'm watching this for a short period of time. This is one of the ugliest fights I think I've ever seen from a technical standpoint.
Well, I mean, it's getting a little better, but neither one of them seems like they have any pop. You know, like the guy in the green, his punches look very like I'm sure he's going to score one punch knockout as I'm saying this, but like it's like I just doesn't look like any power behind his shots.
All right, let's put a $5 bet. I'm going to take the shitty guy Volney. You take. Well, actually, I'll let you pick because I really don't care. $5. You pick who you think's going to win right now. I'll take $5 the other way, no matter who.
I think the winners are both of them, and we're the losers.
I know, but it's $5 bet. Just pick your shitty fighter. I'll take the other shitty fighter. Stop stalling so that you don't. All right, a beer. Next time I see you, one beer.
I would be thrilled if either one of them knocked the other one out.
I know, but let's make it interesting. One beer on whoever the fuck you want. Just pick one of them. I don't give a fuck.
All right, I'll take the Brazilian guy.
Okay, not Volney, right?
No, the guy in the black with the hair is the Canadian.
The guy in the black with the hair, the Canadian. That's a sentence you don't.
Yeah,
hear.
the hair. Yeah, true, very true.
Dude, Vision Quest is still one of the most underrated movies in the history of the world. By the way, that soundtrack from start to finish, I played Lunatic Fringe right now, but I played the whole soundtrack last night.
Amazing.
The whole fucking soundtrack.
Only the Young by Journey. Like,
yes.
Crazy for You by Madonna. I mean,
yes.
But say what you want, but doesn't that take you back to like 8th or 9th grade? And you're like, just thinking about like the first couple of girls you liked or something like that. That fucking song was amazing. Crazy for You. Jesus.
Oh, it's Madonna. Madonna did that song for that movie too.
Yeah, she was in the movie.
Yeah, no,
playing it in a dive bar.
And she was wearing that like traditional, like almost like it's almost the cliche 80s outfit, dancing around in the bar. Here we go. No More Words. Great fucking song. Remember this? This is part of the soundtrack of that movie.
Well, you don't have to tell me about that movie, man.
Yeah, but do you remember? Do you remember this song?
Yeah, so I try to place every song like where it was in the movie. I've seen the movie a lot. It's definitely like when he was like training, like doing some of that shit. Or this could be like him. Like, I mean, there's so many like.
No More Words was not while he's training. I think that was when he was.
No, you're right. It was when he was like with Linda Fiorentino and he's eating a pizza even though he's trying to lose weight. Like,
correct. Yeah. Like this is when he's flirting with a girl. Loudon's trying to flirt. That movie, his career. That guy. Did you ever see him in another movie after that? Loudon Swain.
Yeah, Matthew Modine.
Yeah. Oh,
yeah.
Is he
like incredibly famous actor, dude. He's
really
incredibly famous. Yeah, he's been in like 100 movies.
Well,
he's been in like 100.
Can you recommend one? I'm a big fucking fan. I didn't know.
Yeah.
Well, dude, I'm terrible. Once you and I graduate college,
pull up his IMDb.
I don't.
Matthew Modine.
It's gonna be
there's at least 150 movies, and you've seen at least 25 movies with him in it where he played a big role.
Son of a bitch! This is gonna be humiliating. All right, let me do this. His name is Matthew Modine. Dude, I know nothing about. I'm so
Modine. In fact, I'm going to do it too because this is just too good.
I do know Matthew McConaughey. That's like pretty much the only celebrity that I know. My wife's always like completely shocked by what I don't know about celebrities. She's like, and I'm like, I have never heard that name before in your entire life. And she just looks at me like it's like apparently the biggest star in the world. And I'm like, I have no idea who that is.
So he was the star of Full Metal Jacket.
Jesus, really? By the way, I'm looking at him now. I would never recognize him. He's got gray hair.
He was in the Dark Knight Rises, like one of the famous Batman movies with Bane. I think the one that let's see. I'm just trying to I haven't seen.
I'm shooting through the same shit you are, and it's embarrassing. I haven't seen. Obviously, I haven't seen.
Matthew Modine, like Full Metal Jacket's like the pretty big one. Dark Knight Rises. Too Big to Fail. That was a pretty good one.
Never saw that. Jesus Was a Commie. I need to watch that. Madonna Celebration. Look, Madonna pulled him back in. Madonna actually pulled him back in 2009. She remembered him. Good for you, Madonna. Yeah, he's in a bunch of shitty movies. No wonder I didn't.
No. So you got to go back into the 90s. All right, Cutthroat Island. The band played on. That was a pretty big one. Memphis Belle. Gross Anatomy. That was a really good movie. Married to the Mob. Good movie.
Literally, it's Vision Quest in 1985 and Full Metal Jacket in 1987, and just a bunch of horse shit from that point forward.
Oh, any given Sunday. He was the doctor in Any Given Sunday. That's a damn good movie.
I didn't watch it. Yeah.
There's no way you didn't watch Any Given Sunday.
No, I didn't watch it.
Are you kidding?
You got to understand, once we graduated college, I never watched.
No, but Any Given Sunday was like that big football movie with that Oliver Stone did with LL Cool J, Jamie Foxx, Al Pacino.
It was a fucking terrible movie. I
that was a great movie. I
thought it was awful. It was just awful. I watched it once and I was like, this is terrible. I never want to see it again. It was like overacting about, all dramatic.
Sicario, he was in Sicario.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. Well, we don't need to go through. The long and short of it, he's obviously been in a few movies since.
He's been in a shitload of movies, and it's not his fault that I don't know, but I just don't know. Have you seen any great movies recently?
I haven't seen a movie in. I'm trying to think like the last time I saw a movie.
Welcome to being married and fucking with a kid. You don't see anything ever again.
I didn't see any movies like when I wasn't married either. Like, but I would see them when they would come on. Like, I would see them all as soon as they'd come on demand. Because I'd be like, watch this movie tonight, like sitting at home drinking a bottle of wine, like on a Tuesday. Obviously I wouldn't go out to the movies, but then you'd also hang out with a girl, fucking go over to her, like go over, watch movies at their place, hang out, blah blah blah.
When's the last movie you saw with your wife?
In the theater? Before we were married.
No, I haven't seen a movie in the theater with my wife ever, and I've been with her for almost 10 years. But yeah, you can't, it's tough. But when's the last actual
our third or fourth date, we went to see a movie, and it was one of the worst things I've ever seen. It was called The Lobster. It was like an indie film with
just
Colin Farrell.
Just the name is killing me.
It's like the premise is like a dystopian future, and you go to this like giant like getaway. It's like a resort, and you have like 30 days to fall in love with somebody, and if you don't fall in love with them, you get turned into an animal of your choice. And so this guy's going to be turned into a lobster, and it's a.
Why would you choose to? Did he say why he wanted to be a lobster?
No. It was a really bad movie. Like at the end, it was like it like I thought it was gonna be funny, and then like at the end, like the guy's like so upset about something, like he removes his eyes, like in a scene like the Terminator, except it's not Terminator, and he just like takes his eyes, like cuts them out of his head.
This is what you and your wife saw as one.
No, she had suggested it, but I had also heard it was supposed to be really good. It's one of those movies that got like awesome reviews from the critics, and then like I went and saw it, and I was like we walked out, and she was just like, I that almost ended our like relationship. Like
always pay attention to the public. If you go on Rotten Tomatoes, they gave Dave Chappelle like 5%. The critics. And the public gave him like 98%. Always go public over critic. The critics are just, these people are just.
Yeah, they're
douchebags.
Yeah. They're like, oh, we're looking for anything that says good things about, anything that's anti-American.
And they're like Yelp. They're like woke Yelp reviewers in fucking movies. They're the worst people that ever existed. So I have an embarrassing story to tell you. My wife and I the other day watched. We never watch movies because you know how it is. We have 2 kids. You just don't have the time. So I put on this fucking movie, and I'm pulling. I just texted my wife and asked for the name of it. It's kind of Shaun of the Dead. It's sort of like a funny movie. Starts off hilarious. Like the first 10 minutes, 15 minutes, I'm like, this movie's non-politically correct, hilarious. And then it out of the blue turns into a zombie movie. And it's still funny, but it's a zombie movie. And my wife's like, this is the dumbest shit I've ever seen. Like she didn't talk like that. She's like, this movie's awful. She doesn't really curse. And I'm just sitting there in my head going, it is awful. I agree. But I can't stop watching. And it just kept getting worse.
Was it?
I'm going to tell you before the end of this thing, because she'll remember. I'm just bad at.
Was it a recent movie?
Yeah, very recent. So I start watching the whole thing. The movie's terrible. It's funny. Like there's scenes in it that are funny. I couldn't stop watching. It was a horror show. And then at the end of the fucking movie, like they're like it, it's just so goofy. Everything. It's like a comedy zombie movie. At the end of the whole thing, there's like a scene where kids are reunited with their family. And I turn to my wife and I go, I'm fucking crying.
This guy got a bad headbutt. And she could be over.
I just watched it.
Look at that headbutt.
Yeah, it was
that's
nasty.
Gonna be that's right into his eye too. They're gonna
he's clearly in a lot of pain. And my wife goes, I'm
so
crying.
it's gonna be a technical decision.
Yeah.
So we're gonna see who I think. Ooh.
Yeah, that's nasty.
That sucks. Ooh, he kind of landed a good body shot at the same time.
Yeah, you're like probably 30 seconds ahead of me. Which is fine. But yeah. So we both. Oh, that's a really bad head cut. Oh my God, that was really bad. That's really bad, John. Yeah, that's.
So it's gonna go to the scorecards because there was an obvious headbutt. So that'll be a technical decision for one or the other. I think.
Yeah, you owe me a beer.
I got it. No. I have the Brazilian. I have the guy in the green. So I feel like he was pushing the pace more. Let's see who wins.
I would be honored to lose that bet. That would be awesome. I got to get you and your wife down here. We can all cry to zombie movies together. Oh, what's your wife's favorite show? What's her favorite TV show?
We literally don't watch anything. Yeah, we watch Buster the Bus. We watch Buster the Bus.
Child shit.
Blippi.
Oh, hey, Blippi. Yes. You watch Child
fucking
shit.
Lip. Yeah.
Have you ever heard of Fufu?
No,
I'm gonna send you some high ed like child shit to help entertain your kid, fucking make him smarter. But there's some stuff you can, basically it substitutes having a really good teacher, and you can just be like, give yourself 30 minutes and tell that kid to shut the fuck up.
How's your daughter doing? Is she sleeping better?
She is. She's sleeping like a champ, man. It took a while, man. How's your son? Is your son sleeping?
He wakes up like every hour at night. So like our situation is like he sleeps in the master bedroom on the bed. She sleeps on the floor next to him, and I sleep on the couch in the base, like downstairs.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
That's terrible.
Yeah, it's awful.
Yeah, that's terrible. So we went.
You don't need to share that with anyone, by the way.
No, well, it's on a podcast. I'm not going to tell anybody, but tell the world. But the whole thing is we actually went with like inulin, heavy fish oils.
Yeah, maybe don't throw this. You don't have to throw this podcast out to our friends then.
Nobody, I don't tell anybody about it. I don't want anyone to hear anything that I say. This whole thing's so stupid. This whole podcast.
Well, you occasionally throw out the like to all our friends. So not that they're gonna listen, but
no, none of them.
You never know.
None of them have ever supported it. None of them give a fuck. They don't care. They think the whole thing's ridiculous. So, and they should. None of them should listen or watch any of this.
Oof, man, that headbutt was terrible.
That's one of the most. That's probably the most vicious headbutt I've seen in 2021.
It was definitely an accidental.
I haven't seen a good headbutt like that in a while. Like that's clearly an accidental. Ooh, nasty. What do you think's going to happen tonight with Crawford Porter? I think Porter plus 500. My money is heavily on Porter tonight.
Really?
Yeah.
I agree. It's a good bet in some ways.
Correct.
Crawford hasn't been tested by somebody like this big and this strong. But I mean, if he hasn't slipped or anything, I think Crawford will stop Porter.
Oh, he's a phenom. I mean,
it depends on what it depends on what Crawford. I mean, what Porter. Like Porter's going to dictate. If Porter comes out and attacks, then I think Crawford will stop him. Like I think it'll be a rough 3 or 4 rounds, and then I think Crawford will start catching him. I think if Porter tries to box him, I don't think he's going to win by boxing. But if he tries to box him, then it could go to decision. I think Crawford by decision. Either way, I think Crawford is going to win the fight.
Well, I Crawford's a phenom. His skills are like I told Jimmy the other day. I kept using the word pretty. I'm like, everything he does is pretty. When he slips something, it's pretty. When he throws a left, it's pretty. Everything's just textbook beautiful. But he hasn't fought anybody like Porter, so this is a step up.
No, he's fought decent fighters. Porter's fought better fighters, but
I think Porter's a step up. It's a step up for him, in my opinion.
It's a step up. It's a step up, definitely at welterweight.
Yeah,
it'll be interesting. I mean, the guy from Australia, what the fuck was his name? Can't remember his name. Van Horn or something like that. It wasn't Van Horn. I forget what the fuck. The guy who beat Manny Pacquiao. Jeff Horn.
Yeah,
Jeff. His name, Jeff Horn.
Yep.
Like he was like a rough and tumble and tried to do that. Crawford just picked him to shreds and knocked him out. That was like 3 or 4 years ago, though. So, yeah, look at that, minus 700 for Crawford.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Plus 500 is where the money should go. Crawford clearly should win the fight, but the money should go on Porter, I would think. I mean, because you're talking about Porter's a very live dog. This isn't like some schlub.
Porter's a live dog against anyone.
Yeah.
I don't think anybody in welterweight was gonna like. I think the toughest fight for Crawford would be Jerron Ennis.
Yeah. I mean, that would be.
I think he's
probably
going to own the division. I mean, it might if Crawford wins this fight convincingly, there'll be the call like, all right, is Errol Spence going to fight him? Errol Spence, in my guess, is going to probably move to junior middleweight, and if he does, then Crawford will probably fight Virgil Ortiz, and I think he beats Ortiz. But then I think, if he beats him, well, then they'll try to get him to. Oh, there's him knocking out. It sucks that we're on a little bit of a delay here. That's gonna.
I mean, yeah, I'm watching it. I mean, funny thing, I was sitting with Jason Beans, who you clearly know well. I'm sitting in a bar with him a couple days ago, and he watched Crawford highlights, and he doesn't follow boxing, and he hadn't followed boxing since Sugar Ray. He just looked up at the screen, watched for like 30 seconds, and he goes, "Wow, fighters are getting better." And Crawford's highlights are just that slick. I mean, he's on a different level. I mean, he really is. But I'm hopeful that this becomes a really good test for him. And if he wins, which he should, nobody's gonna be a bigger fan than me. Nobody.
Yeah, I mean, I would love to see this. If Crawford can, if Crawford wins this fight, then Spence either takes the fight. I don't know if he takes it next, but he either fights him in 2022, or Spence moves to. All right, here we go. Here's the decision.
Yeah, again, you're ahead. I don't care. Just go ahead and blow it. I don't give a fuck. I'm
you all right, I won. You owe me $5.
No, I owe you a beer.
Yeah, you're right. That could be. I'll get a that's a $7 beer at most bars.
No, I don't care. I'll buy a $50 beer as long as it's live. That's the whole beauty of the beer bag.
Yeah.
I don't give a shit if you order the most expensive beer that's ever been done. The beauty of it is I have to pay that bet live. What do you think of the Haney fight coming up with Diaz?
I like it. Diaz has turned into a dog. I thought Diaz was just a really simple guy, and then he fought Gary Russell Jr., who's the southpaw featherweight out of DC, who fights like once a year, who enigmatic would be a way to put it, but he he's just kind of a crazy guy, but he's a great boxer. And it was really interesting. Like, he lost a close decision, Jojo, and then Jojo beat the guy Javier Fortuna, who is a really good fighter. So, I mean, he's a live dog. I mean, Haney's probably going to outbox him. I mean, I would take Haney by decision, no question. And then, I mean, everyone's saying, it sounds like Haney's already.
I'm going Jojo on this, and I'll tell you why. Because I know that the camp pretty well with the Jojo camp, and I'm getting some live reports from that camp, and they're having a great camp. I mean, you can just see it. The energy's right. They're having fun. Everybody loves each other, and they're putting in work. And I have a feel, because the Haney camp they don't have that type of positivity around there. There's a lot of drama around that family. There's a lot of every time they go to spar and have a sparring partner, there's another drama. There's another fucking, there's another fight, even with sparring partners. It's bizarre what goes on in the Haney camp. And what I'm watching in the Jojo camp right now is just pure love. And I'm gonna say, I think Jojo wins that fight.
I wouldn't be stunned to see it.
It's fun to watch.
Yeah, I mean, I like that fight. I mean, if Haney won the fight, him against Teofimo would be a big fight. Although everyone says, oh yeah, they both already agreed to it, it's still highly improbable that it happens. Bob Arum probably wouldn't let it.
It will happen as long as they both keep winning. You know what I mean? I mean,
it should happen next, like after this fight. Like, there shouldn't be any fucking delay. It should either happen next, or Haney, or this is assuming he beats Kambosos, but either that or step up and immediately fight Josh Taylor.
I mean, like, that would be. Teo has, if he wins this fight against Kambosos next 27th, next week, he has so many beautiful payday options. I mean, that's the beautiful about that. And everyone's like, oh, he should go refight. No, he's got
Lomachenko.
Yeah, no, he never should refight until he's wiped the division clean, and then he can go back and get a Lomachenko fight after Lomachenko's old. That's the smart thing to do. People that are asking,
Lomachenko's old now. Lomachenko like fought fight. That with a torn rotator cuff in that fight. Everybody. I would pick Lomachenko to beat Teofimo in a rematch.
Yeah, but that's why if you're managing him, you've done this. Why the fuck you've already beaten him bad?
Yeah.
Why would you ever?
I would move. I would either say, can I get the fight against a huge fight would be, can I get Ryan Garcia or can I get Tank Davis? Can I get either one of them? If I can't get either one of them, then I move up and I fight. I wouldn't even take Devin Haney if I was him. It's just too big a chance that Haney like stinks the joint out and outboxes him. I would move up and fight Josh Taylor. That's a fight he makes $4 or $5 million to fight, and that's a big fight.
Huge fight. I mean, huge fight. Did you end up watching any of the Dazn fights last night or no?
No, I mean they sounded good, but I had to, and thank God I went to bed early. My kid woke up at 6:30 this morning. So, and I was fucking basically with him like all day.
Dude, on
monster.
On the kid stuff, I mean, we've done.
He had we have this thing like we're trying not to let if he has to nap, we'll let him nap, but 5 out of 7 days he doesn't nap. But then like if he wakes up before 7 a.m., like ideally if he gets up at like 7:30, it's fine. He's gonna be fine. But if he wakes up at like 7 or like 6:45 or 6:30, then it's a fucking nightmare. Because like at some point during the day he's gonna have a meltdown. And so him and I we're in DC, we're walking around the Washington Monument, like just big open grass areas where if he falls down it's not a big deal. He's not a very good walker or runner, so he falls a lot. So as long as he falls on the grass, I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
But we stopped by a toy store on the way back, and he's like, he sees this alligator, like a stuffed alligator. He's like, I want this alligator. And I was like, I look at his fucking mom buys him everything. And I look at it. It's like $70. So I was like, oh, sure. We'll come back to this alligator. I was like,
oh, dude, I'll send you like 50 alligators here in Florida for like a dollar.
So,
yeah.
I
keep your address. I'm going to send a shitload of alligators your way.
No. So I showed him this plastic alligator.
No,
I showed him this plastic.
I'm gonna literally overload your house with alligators after this. You're fucked. Your house is getting alligator. Oh, I've got some badass alligators at my house right now. Actually, the kids have played with it for years. Like usually toys just fall apart, but these fucking alligators they're getting work. They get work over extended time. But I'm gonna gift you with. You've said the word alligator. I'm sending you some fucking alligators. I got to take a bong hit.
So, long and short of this is, we fucking, oh, wow, this is about to start. I'm excited. So then, at some point, I try to talk him into this, $5 plastic alligator. And it's, the whole thing is, it's not the money, but it's, I'm tired of him getting, everything he wants. And then I'm also, I'm not paying $70 for this fucking stuffed alligator that he's gonna play with for 1 minute and then just throw to the side. And then he has a box of 400 stuffed animals that he played with for 2 minutes and then was asking for the next one. And
the best advice ever is not.
So then I'm walking out and I bought him this $5 plastic alligator and he throws it on the ground when we walk outside. He's like, I want the alligator. And then he just starts screaming at me. And we're in Clarendon and I'm trying to get him in the car. And he's just screaming bloody murder. And people are walking by staring at us. And I'm trying to talk him out of it took 10 minutes. And by the way, it's 38 degrees here. And I'm it's okay. And finally I'm I'm taking you to jail. I'm walking you to the police station, and he's like, "No, I don't want to go to jail." And I was like, "Well,
no, tell him you do to your kid what I do to mine, and say if you don't stop acting up, I'm gonna let Joe Biden sniff you." and they just calm right the fuck down. You don't do that? I use Joe Biden.
Wait,
like, watch out.
He's only 2 still, so he doesn't quite. Although he'll be 3.
Doesn't matter. They
2
just,
weeks.
no, they hear the word. They just calm right down. I'm telling you, it's like Santa, but the opposite. You can just throw out the joke. I've been using it all week, and it works like a charm. Watch out. I'm going to have Joe Biden sniff you. The fuckers just stop. They stop acting up immediately, like they know. They know. Sounds weird, but it really does have a try. Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, it took like 10 minutes, like talking, and then finally I was like, "Mommy, how's your alligator at home?" He's like, "Really?" And I was like, "Yep, she's got it at home." Like, so I get him in the car. He's like, "I'm so happy Mommy has the alligator at home," and I'm like, "Well, this is gonna be bad when I get home, but I'm not dealing with it then. I don't care. I've had you for fucking 2 hours." And then he got home and he was like, "Where's the fucking alligator?" Like, and he's like walking around the house and.
Bro, having a kid for 2 hours as a father is difficult. Like, women are better built for this shit. Like, I 2 hours with 2 kids sounds like a beautiful part of hell to me. It's too much time. I can handle an hour. At some point, they're gonna want their mothers, and I'm not gonna be able to help them. You know what I mean? It's tough. Like, as a father. Yeah. The kid just wants
like for me, I'm like, can you just shut up? Shut up. Like,
yeah, hey, listen, let me distract you. Let me, put on your favorites, anything. Just shut the fuck up. So anything.
Yeah,
here's a pickle. Here's a pickle. We're like,
we're standing out in fucking like freezing cold weather with people walking around like Clarendon, like, like he's got his snot, tears, everything. I'm just like, Jesus Christ. I was like, this is undoable.
John, what do you think? Maybe know a Nui before this starts, but what do you think of it? Oh, Jimmy's in.
I think
Jimmy,
what's going on?
Oh,
I think Nane, in a way, is incredible. He's an incredible fighter. He's incredible.
Yeah, I mean,
probably.
It's ridiculous.
He's literally fought everybody. He is a fucking stud.
Shit, I got to do something. Right. Do and turn up the volume. Let's hear the walkout music. Jimmy, you there?
Well, yo, what's up, guys?
Hi, Jimmy.
What's up, Jimmy?
What's up, man? I got a feeling I'm going with Porter in a knockout.
Wow.
Jimmy throwing out.
If I felt that way, Jimmy, you should go ahead and bet on it if you feel that way, because like that's a nice little payday. Throw $100 there, take 500 home. I don't think that's going to happen. I think it's much more likely that Crawford stops Porter.
That's where I started this week, and I didn't start there, but I kind of figured Crawford would just win a decision, fairly handily. But I don't know. The more I look at these guys, I just think, it might be Porter's time.
It could be. I mean, you never know. Porter was he was an amateur like 156 guy or 165, and then like he's been fighting at welterweight. I mean, he's a big dude. Whereas Crawford was like a 132 amateur, who's now like 147. But I think Crawford his talent is so much, like, he's just so much better. Porter is just kind of like, his skills, like, I mean, he's like a rough and tumble fighter. He'll come at you. He'll keep throwing punches. He's got a good chin. But the skill set, I mean, he's basically like the guy that he's in the best shape in the world. He's a good athlete. He can throw a lot of punches. But there's not a lot he can do. There's just not a lot he can do, like, in a boxing ring. I mean, at the highest level, obviously he could walk through a lot of people, but there's not a lot. But we'll.
I think that if anybody, besides the guy that fought last week, Rosado, I mean, you talk about if anybody is game and can pull something off, it's this guy Porter.
Jimmy,
I agree with you.
Yeah. What type of little dog's barking in the background?
Oh shit! I didn't hear it. I got my earphones on.
Jimmy has like a combination of animal. He's basically at a farm. He's got like little dogs, big dogs, wild
a lot of strays.
A lot of strays running around. John, do you think you're going to make it out to see Jimmy's son next week?
Hey, we'll see. What everything in my life just is a fucking day-to-day thing. I know where Rosecroft is though. I mean, yeah, I made the ability to join this came up at the last minute. Yeah, it's just
if you show up, it'd be good to see you. If not, I think he's fighting a pretty good guy he's better than him, but this is what it's all about. It doesn't cost you anything. That's why the amateurs are so valuable.
Yeah, no, absolutely. First of all, I love Rosecroft. I love those fucking fights. If I can do it, I'll text you because
right on.
Fucking last time I was there, I got there before the fucking card started, and I had a 65 open, and there was 34 fights, and we were like number 32, and I was like, oh my god. And I just sat there, and I had to fucking sit there for like 5 hours.
Have you ever sat there for that much time and at one point in the time you saw greatness on accident?
I was actually, for a while, I was sitting in a back room with my fighter warming up, and I didn't realize for a good 30 minutes I was sitting 2 feet away from Jarrett Hurd, who at the time was the junior middleweight champion. This was right before he lost to Julian Williams. I saw the guy.
Well, you saw Lomachenko as an amateur.
No, I didn't see him. I didn't see him live. I'm talking about seeing live.
Okay.
I saw Jimmy, who is the football player from Michigan State who won the Golden Gloves in our area?
I think he's talking. Aren't you referring to the fight? The up and coming undercards where you might find a gem? Is that weird?
Basically, I'm saying, have you guys been sitting there going, "Fuck, I got to sit through all this stuff," and then all of a sudden you just watch somebody who's a phenom on accident, and that person ends up going on to have a great career. It doesn't mean that they're the world champ, but somebody who you watch fight and you're like, that guy's special, and then you get to watch them grow from those events.
Yeah, I saw a couple of guys. Jimmy, who is the middleweight from this area? He ended up fighting Triple G. Triple G knocked him out in the second round. He's from Upper Marlboro. He had a really good amateur career around here, and I thought he was incredible as an amateur. And then
and I'm blanking.
Triple G stopped him in the second round and just starched him. It was embarrassing.
And I'm trying to think. I'm blanking. I know you're talking about.
I thought he was really good. The heavyweight I'm thinking of, he scored a first round knockout. This was in the amateurs. And he ended up he was pretty good, fought a lot of guys, and then he ended up fighting the guy who trained the Klitschko's and now trains not the guy who trains Tyson Fury, but he's trained a lot of people. I forget what his fucking name was, but Seth Mitchell. So I saw Seth Mitchell a few times as an amateur.
Yeah.
And I was, but I actually saw him. I was like, if he ever hits the upper echelon, he'll get destroyed by a really good fighter. And that was a good call on my part. He was a good guy, could hit really hard, but guys who start boxing when they're 19 or 20, we've had this conversation. I've seen it work out really once. And the only time it's ever worked out was a guy like Sergio Martinez, who was this incredible biker from Spain who was just amazing, but just like one of the greatest athletes like of all time. But he ended up being like an incredible boxer too. But like rarely do you ever see somebody be able to start boxing late and be really, really good.
It's actually one of the things that makes Jake Paul so weird. But yeah, go Jimmy. Sorry, I didn't.
Yeah, that's.
But Jake Paul hasn't actually fought like like anybody. So
it's still pretty. He's done still amazing though. But Logan jumped in with Floyd, and you and I both know, hey, wait, not real, but whatever. The fact that he jumped in is still amazing. I mean, the balls, whether there's money or not, and then to be able to, at least show up. These are not normal athletic. These people are going to get a lot of people killed because they're going to make boxing look like it's easier than it is. It's not. That's not normal.
Both those Paul brothers are like incredible athletes.
Correct.
Like, first of all, like they're incredible athletes who,
top
for fucking white guys who, but by that same token, like, I mean, Floyd Mayweather maybe trained a day for that whole thing.
He probably
trained terrible.
He probably trained a week. He didn't look terrible, but he's literally like 14 weight classes.
Yeah, I mean, that guy outweighed him by 50 pounds, like legit 50 pounds. But that being said, like, I don't know. I'll be curious to see how Jake Paul does against Tommy Fury. Tommy Fury doesn't have much boxing experience, but he's from like a fighting family, so we'll see.
Fury's
that's in December, right?
Yeah, Fury is a pretty poor boxer, but this is still a real boxer. It's a fight.
I mean, he's fought like 5 scrubs or 7 scrubs, but
it looks like
he's had like seven boxers. Fight. Yeah,
shit. That's less than I fought in my first 5.
Jimmy, what were you saying before that I interrupted you? What were you? Sorry, you were jumping in.
Oh, I don't even remember.
John,
way past that.
John, Jimmy's son looked really fucking good the other day as an amateur. Like, he put on it looked like Jimmy at his best. And
Jimmy, just give me some stats here. How old's your boy, and what's he fight at? What weight? And how many fights has he had?
He's 18. He's 138. He's had, before this tournament started, he's had 5 fights. He switched gyms over. He switched away from Pepe, and he's just been working on fundamentals. And so he gets in against this kid who's the best kid in the gym, and he's supposed to really give him hell. And Johnny just fucking boxes his ass off beautifully.
Yeah, it was pretty. He looked like a pro, like a real pro. Yeah.
And I'd never seen him do anything but just throw haymakers. So he advanced to the next night, Saturday. He comes in against a guy who, it was like a coin toss. They were, the same talent and everything. And he completely shits the bed and looks like a fucking idiot. He looked like,
but still win. Still won.
But he did win, which is that's a little important
that's a good side note.
It's a
what's his record now so far?
I'd say he's probably had like 10 fights, and I know he lost one of them. That's the only one I've seen him lose.
So what's funny, Jimmy? Yeah. Jimmy, when you talked about your record, I was thinking about that when you were like, I had this many fights. Like, you don't even like consider the fact that like before you actually really started like accumulating the amateur fights, you probably had like 15 or 16 smokers that like when you were younger that never actually counted for fights. So
all they were learning experiences that cost to me nothing. It taught me how to get in front of a crowd, which is an enormous difference. The first time, you can fight all day long sparring in a gym, but when you fight in front of a crowd, you got to learn to handle that. I mean, some people are better than others, but that's what those smokers did. I mean, it got you, it taught you how to learn to control your nerves. And I mean, those were priceless experiences for me, whether they counted or not.
Jimmy.
Yeah, I actually do that with the Georgetown team. We're not doing one in December because they're not doing it, but we do a smoker at Urban Boxing and like in DC, and they have like 3 urban boxing gyms, so they'll just pull fighters from wherever, and they'll put on a card of like 18 or 20 fights, and we'll they're usually 3 2-minute round fights, and but like if I can't get guys like real amateur fights and get them there and be in front of like 150 people, all up against the ring, yelling and screaming, a ref in there, like it's good work. Like, that's like a couple of people that I've thought were good. And then all of a sudden they get in there and, you're like, I'm like, oh, wow. I'm glad I didn't put them in a real amateur fight because they cannot handle this.
Can I interject, John? Because I think you'll appreciate where I'm going to take this. Jimmy, tell him about your son's, like Jimmy's son's real aloof. Like he
arrogant.
He's
aloof.
No,
he's the most non-arrogant kid I've ever met. And
so what do you mean by aloof then?
Well, he's my thought is, and Jimmy, I haven't met him, but he's got a fucking grandfather who's a legend in the industry and a father who's a legend in the industry, just barking in his ear, telling him he sucks every chance they can. And he's just tired of listening to their shit. That's my take. Jimmy?
You may have a point there. But I don't know. He reminds me of Keanu Reeves, just like he's late for everything. Nothing is ever urgent. Nothing is, it's just like, yeah, man, we're cool, And
did your son smoke weed?
No, I don't think so. If he does, he hasn't told me.
Okay.
But he floats this complete bullshit excuse to Angelo, which I know he wouldn't give to me because I'll call him on his bullshit. He said he said, in order to box fundamentally, it exhausts him mentally. And he was too tired at the beginning of the fight to, from the night before to use his brain to fight fundamentally. I'm just like, get the fuck out of here with that bullshit. I don't even know what he's talking about.
That's not bullshit. He's trying to articulate his psychological state and how his brain is developed. And John, this is why I brought it up. You know this better than anybody.
Yeah, I mean, you got to be able to push through that though. Like 18, and this is not a criticism, but like, I don't know. I wouldn't use that as an excuse. Maybe if somebody like asked me, like, what happened, but you gotta. If I was Jimmy, I'd be like, shut the fuck up with that. Like you're overthinking.
That's the way that you and I grew up. Yeah, fuck off and shut up. Go fuck.
Hey, John. John.
Yeah.
I swear to you. Okay, I swear to you. You know what I said? Take that fucking shit somewhere else. So I'm close. I mean, because it's just horseshit,
See, I would have a different tack, gentlemen. I would say, well, tell me more about your feelings and explain.
Hey, just to be clear, are we all on the same page?
Yes,
here? The fight
Porter Crawford has started. We are in a real fight right now. Jimmy, you're watching, right?
You there?
I'm at 2 minutes and 20 seconds in the first round.
I'm 12 seconds behind you. Do you mind pausing for 12 seconds? Would that upset you? So we can at least be on the same page. Just pause for like 12 seconds so we can at least like enjoy this together.
1, 2,
I don't want you going.
4,
Oh,
5, 6, 7.
What a shot!
All right, now I'm at 2:05.
I'm at 2:08.7654. So you're 3 seconds ahead of me.
All right,
That's still going to be a problem because if I'm not gonna have.
All right, no, I just paused again for 3 seconds, so we
I'm
should
at
be right there. I'm
156,
at 150.
5, 4, 3, 2.
All right,
1.
hold on. All right, we should be even now. I'm
Damn.
at 147.
Yeah, me too. We're good. Yeah, I'm not going to be. If you yell, oh, I'm going to yell, oh, as well. But yet, think with the kid, I would say, listen, I'm going to listen to your feelings. Tell me about how you feel. So you feel this way. But a lot of it might be like, because you do get brain fatigue. Like for me, your son might find thinking about things in a certain way fatiguing. And if you find out what he finds fatiguing, you can tweak the way he thinks. So if I start thinking about spreadsheets and documenting things, it's fatiguing. If I think about other things, it's inspiring. So it's sort of tweaking that brain to think about that psychological level of think about certain things. What are you thinking about? How are you thinking about it? And then at some point, I'll probably call him a pussy and tell him to get his shit together. But to at least understand how he's absorbing these thoughts and why it's draining him, because you and I, we're old. There's certain things that just suck your energy, certain things that don't. And if he's articulate enough to tell you, hey, this is sucking my energy, it is worth at least asking why. Dead serious before you call him a pussy, and then call him a pussy after.
Well, he didn't call him a pussy. He just said.
Well, yeah. I would, but that's kind of where I'm going. I mean, at some point, at least, then
you go in. You go in.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Crawford's gonna stop him. Crawford's gonna stop him.
Sometimes you just go in and things don't go the way you planned. So fucking tell me that. Don't start in with this mental whatever bullshit.
Yeah, like
you don't know what the fuck you're talking.
I'm just trying to give you some tips. You want me to listen? I'm going to talk to your son. But
no, I'm listening.
Listen, if I'm going to talk to your son for you, I'm going to fix this. But don't be upset if he calls me daddy. Don't be upset.
He already fucking does, Beans.
He might be like, "Hey, Dad, tell me more about it." Dude, by the way, you know what? Crawford played mental warfare on round 1. I don't know if you saw this, but Crawford, before the fight, goes, I'm expecting Porter to come out, bring it to me. He's going to fucking come charging in. He's going to direct the energy, and then he's going to pay. And it was almost like, because that's what we all thought Porter should do and would do. And he just checkmated him mentally right there. Porter did not do what we all thought he should do. He should have done. He played a very gentle, docile round 1 as a boxer, and that's not what should have happened.
Porter came after him a couple times.
A little bit, but not much. Crawford actually checkmated him with that. He's like, I expect him to do X, and he's gonna pay. And I think that, sometimes those pre-fight, shit, that psychology is real. It's the real deal. There should be. There should be.
What time is it? Did they finally get it on? What time is it right now?
It is 11:42.
That's not terrible, John.
No, it's not. It's not terrible. I mean, they did their ring walks around 11:30.
You know what's funny? Think about back in the 1500s. They didn't even have watches. Like, what did people do?
Oof.
Nice shot. Nice little. I like. They're both jostling. They're actually, feeling each other out pretty well right now. But you can tell.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the thing. Porter's trying to win the rounds. Like, I'm going to give him that. Like, he's trying to win each round. Like, I mean, he's. A lot of guys get in there with Crawford and they try to like survive a little bit. But he's coming to like, ooh, he just caught him.
Nice. Crawford did catch him well. By the way, I think the white gloves are an advantage. I'm not joking on this either. I think it's just a sharper look. Usyk had his white gloves. Crawford's got the white gloves. You can see each shot. You know what I mean? But yeah.
Porter, if you cut them, then they'll get blood on them, and you'll see it easier too.
Yeah,
there was a fight back in the day. It was like Danny Little Red Lopez against Daniel Zaragoza, I think, and it was a joke. It was two Mexicans, and they both were wearing white gloves. And
Crawford are just starting to get angry.
Crawford got him.
Yeah, he did. But Porter also. I mean, they're exchanging leather.
He did, but that was Crawford got the best of that.
The best of them. I agree. Yeah, I agree. But it's still both of them made each other pretty well. But Crawford got the best.
This is where, like, when you get into this, like, this is where I look at put him in a headlock and like land some shots.
Dude, nice work though. But lay on that head, baby. That's old school. If you know you aren't good, if you know you aren't as good, wear them out the old-fashioned way. I guess that's hard for a boxer. It's hard for a boxer to know. Is listen, I'm not as good as this guy. I gotta wear him out. Wear him out. You know what I mean? You have to swallow your ego.
This ain't the first time Porter doesn't do that.
That was a nice round of boxing, gentlemen. I think we're in a fight coming up. These two.
That was the shot I was talking about. Yeah.
Crawford, look at the way he sidestepped. I'm telling you, Crawford's footwork is so fucking pretty. Jimmy was like the other day, I kept saying it's so pretty, but that was so pretty. It's so textbook.
He's in and out, and he can go southpaw and people are like, oh, blah blah blah. Like to be able to do that at a world class level, switch is like, I mean, because people do that, you know, try to do it all the time. Like, but if you're not really really good at it, you just get cut, stopped. Like when you fuck up and switch, but. That was impressive.
John, who do you think are the best switch hitters in boxing history? Like the people that could vacillate between two styles.
I think Marvin Hagler is probably the best.
Yeah,
I'm trying to think.
He really
like Crawford is really good at it. I'm trying to think. Like I think Roy Jones did it a bit. I don't think he did it like as regularly as anyone else. But Marvin Hagler is probably like the best, I think, that I remember.
He was.
I agree.
Yeah.
Great. Great call.
I can't disagree with that. That's a good call.
Hagler was so tight with it too. Like usually if you switch styles as a fighter, sometimes you can kind of put on a show to do it. Hagler didn't do it, to show off. He just
Crawford switched. Crawford's going southpaw now, and yep.
No, he means it too. It's not like for I'm going to show you fancy footwork. I'm southpaw. He literally just, pop, here I am. I'm southpaw. You wouldn't even know.
He does it strategically.
Yeah.
Ooh, he just tried to uppercut. I like that.
Yeah, he did. Actually, Porter missed slightly right over the top of his head, but he caught him slightly. What a beautiful, beautiful sport. Somebody was talking about UFC earlier, and they're like, what's the hardest sport in the world? And I was like, yeah, UFC's harder than boxing. But boxing's prettier than the UFC. It's just so pretty. It's
I don't know that one's harder than the other. They're both like incredibly hard sports.
Well, UFC's harder because you have to watch out for feet and elbows. You know what I mean? But boxing is just more. Whoa! Porter, what? Angry Porter. Yeah.
Look at Crawford smiling.
Anytime you see a person smiling, it means they were hurt a little, though. It does.
That's usually when Crawford's most dangerous. Crawford's talking now. You see him talk?
Yeah. I don't think Porter's impressed by the talking. I think Porter
might have got cut. Porter's cut.
Dang.
Got a little cut over his right eye. Oh, there you go. It's not a knockdown, but being on the canvas.
I don't know, John. I mean, this fight is
it's good fight. I told you I thought it would be a tough First 4 or 5 rounds for Crawford, and then I thought he would take over.
It's not a it's not a minus 700 plus 500 fight. This is a much more even fight than the prognosticators had. Doesn't mean they're wrong, but it does mean that the smart money, I think, is clear.
Cut. Oh wow, I was right, exactly right over his right eye.
John, Jimmy and John, explain the importance of the cut man. What's happening in the corner right now?
Cut. It's over the side of his eye. So, it's definitely a headbutt.
Yeah.
I don't think that's a fight stopping cut because it's on the side of his eye.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, a good cut man will be able to stop the flow of like blood if it's possible.
But why is that so important? Like judging and other things for people that don't know the sport at all.
Blood will bother you. It'll get in your eye. It'll, it distract you. So like, if you know you have a good cut man, then you're not going to get worried about it. You're just, you just like, all right, I got the best cut man. It's ooh, wow, this is a good fight.
Yeah, it is. This is.
I mean, it's just high level.
You still there? Oh no, absolutely. Two ninjas going at it. Why is a southpaw an advantage? Why would it be an advantage? We know angles, but
it's not necessarily an advantage. It's just angles.
Ooh. Yeah, it's just creating angles.
Yeah, that was a good body shot. Good other shot right there.
So why don't all fighters learn how to fight?
Oh, you see he caught him with twice right there.
What you thought Crawford, right? Or
yeah, Crawford caught him twice.
Yeah.
Short punches both times, but good short shots. He when Porter jumps in, that's where Crawford's going to catch him and stop him. In my view, he's going to catch him coming in, and then he's going to bang. It's going to be an uppercut. It's going to be short hooks. It's going to hurt him, or maybe not. We'll see. Ooh.
Wow, that was nice by Porter. That was actually a nice left right. I don't think Porter's having all this fun shit though. I don't think he's been affected by
I think
Crawford.
Porter's winning this round.
Yeah, he is. I have Porter on so far, but there's still a minute left, minute 6. Jimmy, you there?
I think in my view, Crawford's won. Ooh, good shot by Crawford. I think Crawford won the first 3 rounds. He's losing this round. You can maybe make the first round or third round go either way, but I got Crawford winning the fight right now.
Yeah. Porter just kind of put an exclamation point. If he can keep this up, he has this round clearly. He just had a nice little right lean in, jump it. What the behind the head? Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, he just kind of slapped him.
Yeah, he did that. Yeah, made it look awkward, but right now Crawford better. Porter better actually put in some action just to make sure he wins the round. Man, the footwork, dude, John, the technical work is ridiculous. Porter won that round, but wow, it's so pretty, dude. I mean, the footwork. That's what I mean with UFC. It's a little uglier, If somebody were to ask me if I wanted to roll around on the floor with another dude or look pretty, I'd go look pretty every day. Two different sports.
Not every boxing match is going to look pretty. Ooh,
yeah, I know. But it's certainly but at the end of the day, you aren't rolling around on the floor with another dude.
He didn't actually punch him. He threw him.
Yeah. I'm just saying it's very difficult to look pretty when you're on the floor with another dude. You know what I mean? Maybe not. Maybe you like that. I don't know. No, I know you don't. Jimmy disappeared. Where the fuck is Jimmy?
Probably watching the fight. Yeah, the cut's been handled pretty well.
Here we go, round 5. By the way, Jimmy's son looked like Jimmy when Jimmy was at his best, but you could see as soon as the fight, really, like the war started, just like Jimmy, he never knew when to get out. He just kept fighting. You know what I mean? Jimmy never knew when to box. He suckered into a war.
You got to do that in the amateurs a bit.
Yeah. You just be like, I'm ready to fight. You know, like, dude, you've just been out boxing this guy the whole time. You know, pop in, pop out. You know.
I'm gonna bounce upstairs and watch this on my big screen in a few minutes.
Sure, man. I mean, this is
I'm watching on my fucking little shitty iPad, and this is a good fight. I want to watch it on the.
Why would you do? Oh, I like it. See, do they, as a judge, and you might you've talked to a lot of judges. How do they score that dirty boxing when you're in? You're just throwing a bunch of.
You're not supposed to, but I mean, you're basically scoring, effective aggressiveness. That's what you're scoring. Or if somebody's moving a lot, are they being effective and actually still dictating? It's who's dictating the round and who's being effective.
Jesus, that it seems so imprecise. Like sometimes rounds are dirty and you're just landing a shitload of body shots while it's dirty scrub. You know, that should count for something. It should count. Ooh. Why do I have a feeling this fight's going to get real violent soon? Here we go. Here we go, John. It just felt like it's going to get real fucking violent. It's getting dirty. Oh, nice body shot. Nice cut to the right. Ooh. Porter imposing his will. I mean, imposing
just pushing him and actually not doing anything.
He is, though. That's the strange part about it. Is like literally Crawford.
I think he's waiting for us.
And yet Crawford just walked him down for no reason. You know, it was weird.
I think he's waiting for a spot.
He might be, but
he doesn't seem tired at all to me.
No, but that's a weird sort of he's hunting him. He's hunting him. But it's weird that he's hunting him because he's just getting his ass kicked, but he's still hunting him like it didn't hurt, and I'm hunting you. He might be one of those weird people that gets hurt. Oh, you and I were right. He was hunting him. He's hunting him. He's fucking flat.
Yeah.
He's one of those cats that gets hurt and gets fucking angry about it. You got to watch out for those people because there's not that many. There's some people that get hurt and get scared. Get hurt and get angry. He got angry.
He fights better when he is, when he is hurt a bit. Not hurt, when somebody's like attacking him or like hits him with a shot, it makes him angrier, and he actually fights better when he's angry.
Those are the ones you gotta watch out for. They're like sadistic fucks that get pissed. They get more fired up when they get more hurt. I mean, he's one of those. You could see it in that round.
I mean, he hasn't taken many shots. There's like little to no bruising, a little bruising on his right eye, but not much. They should have used the Henswell device on him a little bit more there.
But if I'm Porter right now, I'm going, oh shit, this guy isn't a pretty pussy that beat people based on skill that weren't that good. This dude's he's angry. Here it comes. Crawford's going to end it this round. Yeah, I can feel it because he's angry. This is the final round. Crawford's now hunting. You can feel it.
Porter's swinging for the fucking fences, though.
He is, but Crawford. Oh no way. Porter's is angry too. What a fucking fight. I told you it was going to get more violent, but I felt like Crawford was hunting him. But Porter's like, nah, I'm not being hunted. Oh, shit. This could turn into a beauty right here, John. We might be watching something awesome.
Yeah, they're holding a little much. We'll see. We'll see.
Yeah, but you can feel the talent and the angers there.
Yeah, I know, but Porter's making it ugly now.
Well, I think they're trying to wear each other out for the later rounds a little bit, which is smart. But that sets up the championship rounds, right? I mean, I'm hoping
nice short hook by Crawford.
I thought Porter did a nice. Yeah, that was a nice left by Crawford.
Yep, right there.
What are you drinking right now? What wine are you on?
I just ran out of Pinot Noir, Angeline Pinot Noir. Oh shit, he headbutt him.
I found a fucking amazing Pinot Noir the other day. I actually went to the I called it a distillery, which is clearly not the right term. I went to the vineyard and I ordered it directly. It was shit, dude. I'm gonna save it when I give you the beer. I'll save you a Pinot Noir. It's called Huntington. It's pretty expensive.
Yeah.
It's a 2008 Huntington. I'm gonna send you a picture of it. Nice. Ooh, swinging for the fucking fences, Gary. Nothing's really. I mean, but it's violent. Porter's trying to gangster thug him. He's trying to alpha him. Middle of the ring. They're alphaing each other. This is what I was hoping. This would happen with all the great fights in history. They stopped trying to box and they just went to the middle of the ring and started shouldering each other. The ropes were like a distant memory. You know what I mean? It's like neither of them wanted to come close to the ropes in that round. I think we're in for a treat, John Gary. I think this is going to be a fucking great fight. It's ugly. It's just ugly right now. I mean, they're hitting shoulders. They're like, but I think we're in for a treat right now.
Use the Enswell device on his right eye.
What is that? Explain what that is.
The little piece of metal.
Yeah, but what is it? Like frozen?
Yeah, it's you leave it in a bucket of ice and then you pull it out and you put it on. It keeps the swelling from getting too much, and they're not using it enough on Crawford's right eye. His right eye swelling a little bit.
Isn't there better technology for that? Isn't there something that's even colder than a bucket of ice?
Possibly,
are there limitations on the corner work like that?
Yeah, there is. Like there's only certain things you can do.
Okay.
Ooh. All right, what do we got?
We're in round 7, 237 left. I mean, I've got Porter winning 2. I've got Crawford winning 5, but it's still a really good fight. Could be 3-4. I wouldn't be pissed.
Yeah, this is round 7, so it would be so it's you'd have it 4-2.
Yeah, 4-2.
4-2 or 3-3.
Yeah,
I think it's pretty even right now. I think I got Crawford 4-2.
Yeah, I have Porter winning 2 rounds. That's the part that I was serious about. But yeah, I have Porter winning 2 so far. The last 2 actually. So that bodes well for him a little bit.
Let's see. I'm curious I'd love to see what one of these judges says.
Oh,
I mean,
What do you think of live scoring? Yes or no?
like open scoring.
Yeah, open scoring.
That's what it's called, open. Nah, I don't like it.
I don't either. I don't. Yeah, unless you're going to go to overtime for boxing, in which case it may make sense, but otherwise it's a little weird. Why don't you like it? Like what?
So if you've won the first 10 rounds, then you're just gonna cruise and not fight the last couple rounds. Like
you'll never get another.
It takes the drama. It takes the drama out.
You'll never get another.
I mean, it could make things more dramatic. Like if, hey, by the way, it's 5 rounds to 5 rounds going into the 10th round. But if you then win the 11th and you're winning, then you're gonna run. And if you're winning by 2 rounds, you're just gonna run and just do whatever you can. So.
Actually,
I'm bouncing after this round.
I may have just changed my opinion. I think I might be for it because early in the rounds, when you're down 2 rounds early, it might make the early rounds better. You don't have to wait till the end. You might have to go, oh shit, I'm losing. I got to fucking step it up in round 3. Got to step it up in round 4. It might add urgency earlier as opposed to, fighters cruising. I mean, it's not like they just get the score in round 10. You know what I mean? It might add urgency from A to Z, just like a football game. It would be very weird to be in a Washington Redskins football game and not know the score until late in the 4th quarter or the end. You find out if you win. You want to know where you are throughout the game so you can decide whether to go for 2. So I think I just changed my opinion. I'm going with open scoring's the way to go. What do you think about that?
Fair enough. I'm not going to judge you.
No, I love you, brother. All right, go spend time with your family. I love you to pieces, man. This is going to be a fun fight to watch. Thank you for coming on. Please send my best.
Talk to you soon.
All right, brother. Have a good one, man. I love you to pieces. All right, bye.